Now we see that the leaves are not all of the same size. Some of them are a bit smaller and seems that they've been cut up. For example, the leaf we have here, obviously a strip has been cut off. Why does this happen?
So this manuscript at some point was ripped apart, perhaps because it was no longer felt to be of value. The parchment could be used for different purposes. For instance, as a book cover. This leaf has all the signs of having been used as a book cover. You can see that the leaf has been ripped out of the book. It has been folded. Here you can see the folding lines, and this has been then the exterior, and it's very worn, it's hard to read, and this has been then the inside of the cover, which is in a much better shape. Sometimes the leaves would then be cut to better fit the book that they were intended to cover, but also strips of parchment could be used for many other purposes. They could be used for binding new books, they could be used for clothing, and many other purposes. Parchment was valuable.
As I said, this is the oldest surviving manuscript of Eyrbyggja Saga, but does that mean that this is the original version of the text?
So this is the earliest surviving fragment. There is nothing to suggest that this is in any sense the original manuscript. We simply don't know that. I mean, we don't have anything to show. There's nothing that indicates that this could have been the original manuscript of Eyrbyggja Saga. But it is the oldest surviving fragment, and as such, obviously, it is of great value. If you compare a manuscript from around 1300 to a manuscript from around 1700, obviously the manuscript from 1700 probably has had a much greater chance of being altered, or the text corrupt in many different ways, having been copied through we don't know how many intermediaries. Whereas this is a text copy of the text from around 1300. Now it has been pointed out that this earliest fragment of Eyrbyggja Saga contains archaic features in language. Now it's one of the fundamental principles of textual criticism that the more obscure variant is likely to be older, because obscure textual features, they are easily replaced in the copying process, in the textual transmission, whereas they are very unlikely. An archaic feature is not very likely to replace a more innovative feature in the textual transmission. It seems plausible that the text in this earliest fragment of Eyrbyggja Saga may better reflect the earliest written version of Eyrbyggja Saga than some of the later manuscripts.